Okay, nice one to move on to histograms. One of the most common ways of representing frequency distribution is by means of a histogram. Histograms are very similar to bar charts, but there are some important differences. There's no gaps between the bars. So if we look down, there's no gaps between the bars. I'll read out and if you look at this. Histograms are usually continuous data. Okay. So like time is continuous because it doesn't just jump from 10 to 11 seconds. It goes all the way in between. Histograms are used to show continuous data. The data is usually grouped, so you usually have 0 to 10, so you can see the 10 leads on nicely to the 20, between 10 and 20. The area of each bar represents the frequency. So in a histogram, you could have different widths. However, for our course, we will confine our study to histograms with equal class intervals. So the area doesn't really matter. It'll still all depend on the height. But in future, if you go on to any further maths, the gaps or the distances will be bigger or smaller than the next bar, and that would help represent the number of people in it. But again, for ours, it says for our course we confine our study to histograms equal class intervals. So if you take down for histograms those few points up there, and then just look at this, and it's very self-explanatory. The only difficulties again will be looking at averages, and it's good revision of your averages. Draw a histogram to represent this. So look how it's drawn. So I'm not going to draw that out. You've got it there. Write down the modal class. So it's nice and easy from a histogram to see the modal class is the 30 to 40. Very easy to see. You can check your answer on the next page. 30 to 40. The median. Where does the median lie? Okay, very similar to before. You find out how many students there are. There's 32. Add 1, 33. Divide by 2, 16 and a half. So you want to find out where 16 and a half or 16 and 17 lie. So 1 person, add 2, 3 people, add 8, 11 people, still haven't had the 16.5, add 12, 23, so it occurs in here. So the median lies in the 30 to 40, and I think they explain it very similarly there as well. Okay, so just to remind you about that, if a table does not contain equal class intervals, proceed as follows. So if it's 0 to 20, 20 to 30, they've split it half and half. I don't think you'll get something like that because in our course we're not dealing with different intervals. Look what they've done with the 0 to 20. They've split it like this. 2 equal intervals are made up and halving that, because this is just a rough sketch. Because again, if we have an interval 0 to 10, those 3 could be 10 or those 3 could be 0. We don't know. So again, it's not totally accurate. Right, so what I'm going to get you to do is, again, take down those 4, read through this. I'm not going to do an example because, again, it's quite easy today. The only thing that should be difficult is finding the averages from it, and we've done that quite a bit. So I'll give you a few questions, and there's not that many, and any questions, please do ask.